The Netherlands shouldn't exist. That isn't clickbait. It's geography. By the rules of nature, much of this country should be underwater. And yet, more than 18 million people live here. They drive to work. Children ride their bikes to school. Tourists walk along beautiful canals. Life feels completely normal. But beneath those streets lies one extraordinary truth. The Dutch didn't simply build cities. In many places, they built the land itself. For centuries, the North Sea tried to reclaim this coastline. Storm after storm, flood after flood. Most nations would have retreated. The Dutch chose a different path. Instead of running from the sea, they challenged it. And in doing so, they created one of the greatest engineering achievements in human history. So, how did a country that shouldn't exist become one of the safest places on Earth? Let's find out. To understand how the Dutch defeated the sea, we first need to understand why this country is so vulnerable. The answer begins thousands of years ago. 3 great rivers, the Rhine, the Meuse, and the Scheldt, carried enormous amounts of sand and clay toward the North Sea, slowly over thousands of years. Those sediments created one of the largest river deltas in Europe. The land became incredibly fertile, but there was a problem. Much of it was barely above sea level. Some of it was even below it. Every high tide, every storm, every powerful wave threatened to take it all away. For centuries, living here was a gamble. The sea didn't care about villages or families. When powerful storms arrived, the water swept across the land. Entire communities disappeared. In a single night, thousands of people lost their lives. Many believed the sea could never be defeated. But the Dutch refused to give up. Instead of abandoning the land, they made a decision that would change history forever. The Dutch realized they had only 2 choices: leave their homes forever or fight the sea. They chose to fight. It began with something surprisingly simple: small walls of earth, built by hand, village by village, generation after generation. Those walls became dikes. The higher they built, the safer they became. But protecting the land was only the beginning, because water could still become trapped inside. The dikes kept the sea out, but another problem remained: rain, rivers, and groundwater. The water had nowhere to go. Slowly, the land began to flood from the inside. The Dutch needed a way to lift water back into the rivers and out to the sea. Their solution changed the country forever: the windmill. Not as a symbol, but as a machine. Powered by the wind, it pumped millions of liters of water every single day. But the Dutch didn't stop there. They asked a question. What if, instead of simply protecting the land, we created more of it? It sounded impossible. First, they built massive dikes. Then, they sealed off sections of the sea, powerful pumps, removed the water. Slowly, the seabed appeared. What had once been ocean became farmland, roads. The greatest challenge was still ahead. Towns. For centuries, the Dutch weren't just living with nature. A vast body of water called the Zuiderzee reached deep into the Netherlands. Storms entering through this inland sea regularly caused devastating floods. The Dutch decided to do something the world had never seen before. They built a 32-kilometer barrier, the Afsluitdijk. It sealed the Zuiderzee from the North Sea. Slowly, salt water became fresh water. Then, huge sections were drained from the seabed. A new province emerged. Today, it is called Flevoland, a place that simply did not exist a century ago. But nature had one final reminder. In 1953, a powerful North Sea storm changed everything. During one terrible night, the sea broke through the dikes. More than 1,800 people lost their lives. It became one of the worst natural disasters in Dutch history. The country knew this could never happen again, so they began building the Delta Works, a system of massive dams, storm surge barriers, locks, and floodgates built to protect millions of people. It became one of the greatest engineering achievements on Earth. The story doesn't end there. Even today, the Netherlands is constantly fighting water. Thousands of sensors monitor rivers, canals, and sea levels 24 hours a day. Powerful pumping stations move millions of liters of water every single hour. Engineers inspect dikes, storm barriers, and floodgates before problems can even begin. Here, water is never taken for granted. It is watched, controlled, and respected every single day. So, the Netherlands shouldn't exist. Yet every single day, more than 18 million people live safely on land that was once claimed by the sea. This isn't just one of history's greatest engineering achievements. It's proof that with enough determination, humans can reshape the world. The sea is still there, but so are the Dutch.